So Abathur is the first hero, and I'm just gonna jump right into Abathur's talent tree that I'm gonna be taking this game. So I have a Sony on my team, which is already gonna, kind of help decide the talents that I want to be choosing. Level 1, I'm gonna be taking Pressurized Glands, which is a decrease on your spike, which is Abathur's W. Just go back to, I guess we'll start here first. So Abathur can hat people with his Q, and from his Q, he'll be able to do 3 things. He'll be able to shoot his spike with his Q once the hat is on the person. Be able to use W to spike an AoE around the target that he's hatted, and he'll be able to push E to shield the target that he has his hat on. So his W is going to be a bomb, where you'll be able to use the mines across the map, and the mines are more or less there for vision to catch the other team from rotating, or protect yourself from getting rotated on. They don't really deal damage, but if you stack enough up, you can actually kill something. And then you have your 2 heroics, which I'll go over once I go over the skill tree. But going over to my level 1, I'm going to be taking Pressurized Glands, which is the increased range on Spike W. Because I'm going to be focusing on a hat base build, so all my talents are going to be based around my Q. Level 4, I'm going to be taking increased attack speed. So again, the person that I have my symbiote on is going to have an increased attack speed. Level 7 is going to be Needle Spine, so increased damage on my symbiote stab. Again, just going to be able to assist from the hat even more. At level 10, I'm actually going to be taking Evolve Monstrosity, because I don't want to be cloning, because I'd rather have my hat on them. And if I clone, I won't be able to hat the person. So we'll take Evolve Monstrosity and just kind of shove other lanes with that. At level 13, I'm going to be taking Soma Transference, which is heal on Spike W. So because we've taken the decreased cooldown at level 1, this talent gets a little bit better. And if we're hatting somebody like a tank, or in this case, my game that I'm about to play, Sonya, she'll get healed from Abathur every time I spike. And then she goes on to our 16th talent, which is going to be Spike Burst Slow. So the W AoE is going to slow the target that I hat, or the targets around the target that I've hatted every time I W, which is also going to increase the actual range of it. So they all synergize pretty well. And then at level 20, we'll take the double hat, which is Hive Mind. So symbiote can target 2 targets, so I'll be able to hat one person and the other person around that target, which will create a lot of spike burst everywhere, which will slow the other team and heal my team and just deal a lot of damage. But that is so far the build. We can look at some skins while we wait for the queue. The master skin, pretty cool. The only problem that I have with it is that you don't actually get to there's nothing special about your locust, so it's pretty plain Jane. The Pajamathur skin, which is a lot of people like. Your locusts actually turn into little choo-choo trains. So that's always pretty fun. And then the Skeletal Abathur, which is the Abathur that I actually have. Your little locusts turn into little skeleton guys with brains, and when you symbiote somebody with your Q, you have a little brain guy above that as well. So it's pretty cool skins. Yeah, most people call them choo-choo locusts. And somebody's asked me if it's a rule of thumb, if you go locust build, you go ultimate evo, and then vice versa. If you go hat build, you go evolve monstrosity. And to answer that question, I would say yes. It's not a must, but if you do choose to go the locust build, you're gonna spend most of your time just having your locust push, and you're gonna usually just push in lanes and then ultimate evolution and team fight with your team, because in this case your symbiote will be weaker, so hatting people won't be near as effective. And that's also right with the Pajamathur. You get like a little evil bunny rabbit hat above the person that you have your Q on. It's pretty neat skins. Abathur has some pretty cool skins. Both of his skins also have the themed abilities. Again, going back to the master skin, not really you don't get the change in locust or hat or symbiote hat, but I guess it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool in game. But that is Abathur, so when we go into the game, I'll kind of talk through everything that I'm doing. Alright, so basically Abathur's main focus on pretty much all maps, even including Spider Queen, which is more of a closer combat map, is going to be to provide vision for your team through your W, and then obviously help team fights sway in your way, in your favor. So cool thing about him is, even if you know your bottom lane, you can still hat somebody top and maybe take a fight that would have been a 1v1 situation, make it a 1v2. You don't actually show up, but you can put out some damage and get the shield out that might put the person ahead. Again, so I'm going to be taking Pressurized Glance, which is going to increase the range of my W and decrease the cooldown. And I'm going to start putting my W's out now. So I'm going to put them in places that maybe the other team might be. So right here is a good example. Somebody's already even there. And then I'm just going to look to hat my team and push lanes. The Abathur gameplay is pretty boring for the most part. It looks like my Sonya got ganked by 3 people top, so I'm actually going to climb up there and try to get the experience. Here with the Jaina. Just in case Jaina didn't rotate. Abathur Z has the ability to travel anywhere that he can see visible on the map every 30 seconds. So you definitely want to try to use that. Then when people are pushing lanes, maybe try to get some damage on them. It's like, now the Stitches got ganked bottom, so I'm going to do the same thing once my Z comes off cooldown, just climb back down. So I can be in the lane and get the experience that my team might be losing. And I'm going to keep putting things here because it looks like bottom lane's getting ganked more often. So I try to go out to get the little gems there. I was fortunate enough to grab them. So in the emergency that you can't actually be in the lane to get the experience, if you put a hat like on the minion and kill the minion there, you'll get the experience, as you can see there on the screen. So I wasn't actually anywhere near the lane, but because I hatted, good hook, maybe. Because I hatted something that was near the wave that had died, I got the experience. And then whenever the other team pushes too, you can just kind of hide behind the wall. Get the soak. Fortunately, this game's going a little bit this game's going a little bit in the other team's favor because they have a really aggressive comp and they're playing it pretty well. But you know, it's not anything to worry about. As you know, as this hero, you're going to get stronger as the game goes on. So as long as your team doesn't just continuously lose bases and whatnot, it's not the end of the world. Just dying doesn't really get you too far behind. It's when you start losing the bases and lose vision, that's when you really need to worry. In this game, right now, all that's really happened is my team has died a few times, so it's 6-0, but, you know, at the same time, their team hasn't really done anything effectively off the kills other than get a little bit of experience ahead of us. It's like a half a level now. Are pushing bottom pretty hard, but I'm gonna continue to put the hat on Tychus and just try to do my best to help. So right now I'm collecting the little gems, which is the maps kind of thing. It's not, you don't have to necessarily put yourself in danger to grab this stuff, but if it feels safe for you to kind of peek out, kind of like what I'm about to do, it's not terrible. I almost went down there. Okay, so I actually ended up getting, this guy ended up diving me, and I think we might end up losing all those coins there. That was not something that I necessarily could have anticipated. I might have played a little bit too far up. Abathur doesn't really have a way to get away once he gets kind of engaged on. So well, yeah. So another thing that you might notice when I play ABBA compared to some Abathurs just sit way far back in the base. If you play really far back, you're not really capable of moving around or spitting out look. You spit out locusts a lot quicker if you're closer to the lane. So it's actually better to play further up, and you can also get soaked. So in this lane, I can sit right here, maybe up here, and then hat bottom. I'm getting the lane experience from from top while assisting bottom lane. Which if you play up in the base, you can't do the exact same. You can't do that because you don't actually get the experience that your locusts are in. You get the experience that are near your Q, your hat. Not necessarily the lane you're in. So you see there, I didn't actually get that experience because I wasn't close enough. So that's why you kind of have to play up on Abathur, especially when you know it's safe. So nobody's up here, so I can play a little further up to get that soak, while I can focus other lanes, hatting and whatnot. So a little risky. So Sonya's probably gonna see my thing here and maybe know that I'm there, so I'm gonna walk away now. But whenever I'm confident that nobody will come and gank me, see, she's actually looking for me right now. I can play forward. Cool. So like I said before, eventually your team will pick up. And when they do, even when you're behind, you can start to come back. So this is a perfect example of you might get behind early, but then your team will pick up and you can start to get back into the game. I'm going to try to put as much push down bottom, and then kind of while keeping an eye mid, just in case a fight erupts, I can take my hat off of this thing and go help my team middle. Another cool thing about the monstrosity that a lot of people that are newer might not know is that if you put your Q on the monstrosity, you can actually control it just like a hero. It's a pretty cool little thing. I try to save. the Sonya there. So I'm gonna look to hat Tychus now. Might be able to save him with a shield. Yep, close, very close. Yeah, nice, excellent. Alright, so now I'm gonna climb back top and I'm gonna get this lane soak this lane up. Again, no real danger of me being here, so I'm okay to stand near the lane and make sure that I'm getting all the experience from these creeps. So this is where this build kind of starts to come together. Since I've focused so much on making my Q strong, this is when it starts to really show. And then it gets even better at level 20, because at level 20, that's when you get the double hat, which is really sweet. I'm gonna take on this spider boss with my boss. They're actually pushing middle really, really hard. Good kill by Jaina. I'm still just kind of sitting top to try to protect the base, but I want to get the experience in this lane at the same time. So that's why I'm up here. So I'm gonna get all this experience. The only thing I need to really be careful for is this big wave that he's about to shoot. I don't think that would kill me, but it could. So I've still got bottom lane pushing. Looks like their team's gonna come to clear it out. And I'm gonna just keep trying to push top. Alright, so now this is where my bursts are going to slow. So this talent's really, really, really powerful with like Sonya, who normally has a hard time keeping up with heroes. This talent's going to allow Sonya to stay close to the heroes that she's chasing, because she doesn't actually have any... Oh, Hans. Bummer. Jaina played a little bit too far out there. So I'm gonna look to create some space bottom. Maybe force the other team to come down here. Looks like they actually are gonna be looking to do the boss. So I'm gonna push bot as hard as I can with this monstrosity to punish this play. Which I don't know really how hard I can push, but I'm gonna use my monstrosity to the best of its ability, while they take top boss. And then once I've pushed as far as I can, I'll back to help defend. Might be able to even get a wall here. Just considering we have a top keep, which might be around the same thing that they get. Alright, so like I said before, I went bottom to kind of make their team come down, and they had to come down to defend that monstrosity, which is going to allow our team to defend the boss without their team pushing. But here we go. So now you get to see Sonya with the hat, which is pretty good. Might be able to crawl here. Gonna look to turn in my coins. Oh fuck. Okay. Alright, so now I'm hatting cattle. And again, there's that slow that I was talking about. That works really well with Sonya. Because normally she has no way to chase, which is really why she's so weak. But if you put the slow on the enemy, then she just gets the wail on them. And in this case, he's taking Wrath of the Berserker, which is basically makes all of her talents and auto attack stronger. Looks like Hans might be playing a little too far up again. Good break by Cattle. So he came back to try to save Jaina, but I think he might have just been able to let Jaina go. Because we would have been able to kill both Falstad and... oh, I can't even hat him. We'd have been able to kill both Falstad and... what's it called? Had he have... Sycus is rocking him. And meanwhile, I have a monstrosity pushing top with the spider boss, so. Good hook. So this is the double hat that I was telling you about. So now when they would have been close together, when you Q one person, you actually get the Q on both of them. I'm gonna actually look now to push top with this, since 3 of them are dead. This should be able to push without getting punished too badly. Might be able to kill this guy. Looks like he had a stone skin. Maybe if I had one of these. Well, I tried. But pretty good push. Got that whole wall there. Almost killed Sonya even. Looks like Hans is looking to kill it, get another pick. And now I'm gonna head top lane to start pushing top while my whole team's bottom. So I want to be wherever my team's not, because I can be wherever they're not plus where they are with this build. Hans forgot the E. So this is both of the hats going off. And that's the spike heal that actually ended up saving him there. So now we'll get this, and then I'm gonna put, whenever this gets there, I'm gonna put my ultimate top lane so that it starts pushing top. Let's see, my team doesn't have many gems, but I'm gonna keep pressing the lanes that my team's not, so the other team has to respond. Is if they don't come and kill this and it gets all its stacks, as it pushes it basically gains stacks, and if it gets to its max stack, it'll just kill the other team space. I'm trying to kill Jaina here with this, or I mean with Sonya. Now I'll switch back to the false side. We're looking to kill Tychus, Kerrigan, Alfalstad. Alright, now they can just score. Should just be able to go for the score. Team. Keep breaking the... Alright, just push this first then. Team. I'm gonna break my hat so I can get a hat on both of them. There we go. And that's that. That is Abathur. He's pretty fun. If you like applying pressure all over the map, he's definitely your hero. He's not very... He doesn't get to engage. You have to play around your team a lot. But if you can build the right Abathur for your team, then you might be able to get the victory. And in this case, that's kind of what happened. Again, I went with the Symbiote Spike Burst build. I knew I had a Sonya on my team, and I used that with the Sonya to kind of win us that game. Another cool thing about me playing up in the lanes all those times, if you look at the XP contribution, you can see that I have almost close to 7,000 more than my teammates. So pushing up and playing up like that will get your team ahead just by getting experience that the other team might not be getting, soaking in. Because if a 5-on-5 starts out it breaks out bottom, and you have your Abathur sitting in the lane top, then you're getting experience that the other team isn't, while still team fighting with your team. So really important with Abathur. But that is the Abathur.